I've always taken upon myself on these types of events, ask as many questions as you possibly can ask, because you never know who you're going to meet and you never know what door is going to open. And I think that this is a first step for a safe space, but it also lets the industry know we're here, we're going to keep being here. I'm finding the landscape of business now is much more accepting, I think, because it's mainstream. And I don't want to say being LGBTQ is mainstream. I think people have evolved, and I think the culture has evolved and acceptance has evolved. I think you're always going to have industries, current and future, that will lag on that acceptance, but I find in tech in particular that it evolves. Tech moves so fast. It's trying to keep up with the trends. It's trying to keep up with the social environment that I don't think has a choice but to be accepting. I think Tulip is an incredibly diverse company. It not only just supporting LGBTQ people, but races, orientations, how people identify themselves. I've never felt here that there's been any kind of barrier or any kind of weird feeling. And then internally having the organization, we're doing a lot of internal surveys to determine, how can we better support employees? How can we, how do you as a member of a community or outside of that want to be supported? What are some ways that we can help you? Get to know your employees. I think never assume everyone likes the same things. Never assume everyone is the same person. And I think one thing that you can do is just having that open dialogue and conversation. Just because you may not be representative of someone in the community doesn't mean you don't have something similar. I would hope the events never go away. I think every culture, every person, every society has their own niche. Whether or not society becomes completely acceptance across the world of LGBTQ people, that doesn't mean we should stop having those events, because LGBTQ on its own has its own little subcultures, has its own little groupings, and I think that is where some of the magic happens. It's up to not only people who are employees who fit LGBTQ. I think it's also part of the organizations, it's part of the management, it's part of the recruitment force to let the world know, to let industries know that being a diverse and inclusive workforce is the best workforce you can have. I would never want a tech company that just had all developers. So why would I want a company who was just all one subsect of a community? So why not diversify?